You are listening to the Intelligent Vocalist Podcast, episode 152.
Welcome to the Intelligent Vocalist with John Henny. This is the podcast dedicated to help you be a smarter, better, more informed singer. And now, your host for the Intelligent Vocalist, John Henny.
Hey there, this is John Henny. Welcome back to another episode of The Intelligent Vocalist. I do so appreciate you spending your precious listening time with me. Singing in tune. And I'm sure some of you out there are secretly worried you might be tone deaf if you've struggled to sing in tune. And I'm here to tell you you're not. Tone deafness, true tone deafness is extremely rare. And to my knowledge, if someone has it, and I've never run across someone who does, you wouldn't even have inflections in the voice. I mean, you literally cannot hear pitch. So if you can differentiate pitch, if your speaking voice has pitch in it, you're not just talking like this, you're not tone deaf. Now, you may be a little tone shy, and I've certainly had people who are tone shy, but here's the deal. It's a mental thing. It is your mind. Your mind has to be able to create pitch so intensely and to send the directions for pitch down this long meandering nerve to your larynx, to your vocal folds. And they need to make these micro exact adjustments without you seeing it, without you being aware of it. So the mental information that you send to the vocal folds is everything. And if you're struggling with pitch, you likely have not really developed this ability to create the pitch accurately in your mind. And it's not that hard to do. It just takes a little bit of time. And what I want you to do is get at a piano or a guitar, any fixed instrument. And I want you to just play random notes that are within your comfortable range, that are in your lower register, that you don't struggle to sing. Because there are issues with technical issues that may be throwing you as well. But if you can do this, you're well on your way. So if you can match pitch the way I'm going to show you, and then you're still getting pitchy in songs, there may be some technical issues, registration issues, etc., in your vocal technique that's causing problems. But let's just get the mind able to create notes accurately. So what I want you to do is just play a random comfortable note. Usually for guys, if you're at the piano, if you know where middle C is, you'll probably want to pick notes below that middle C in general, maybe just the octave below. So you can hit this A. And then what I want you to do is really listen to it. And then create it in your mind and create your voice singing it before you sing it. Get it mentally there. Hear it. Ah, and then you sing it. Ah, and then we pick another note. Create it. Ah, and if you're a little high or low, if you're under or over the pitch. Now, you may not be able to tell which is which yet, but if you're struggling, maybe go a little lower and spend a little more time to really hear it. Just really hear. And don't attack the note. Just, you can even put a little H in front of it. And if you do that for just a few minutes a day, when you can just focus, when you can take some time, when you have some concentration, and you can do that, you'll find that you will get faster and faster. So I want you to do this for 2 minutes in the morning and another 2 minutes in the evening. This is not something you want to do for a long time because you want to be mentally sharp when you do this. And within a week or so, you're going to find yourself getting there faster and faster. Then what you can do is take a really simple song, like Mary Had a Little Lamb, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Give yourself a starting pitch. If you can play it on the piano, great. If you can pick that up. But give yourself a starting pitch and then mentally create it in your mind. And then sing random notes from the song so that you're able to get that really fixed in the mind. You're creating the song in the mind, and then at will, you're able to just sing notes from it. And you can check yourself on the piano. If you're not able to play the piano, that's fine to check yourself. But just go ahead and create it in your mind and see if you can match that pitch. That what you hear mentally is able to come out of your voice right away. And then, so you can start dialing this in better and better, I want you to go ahead, play a pitch, and then I want you to hold it, and I want you to then sing above the note. Let yourself go sharp. The sharp is going too high, and then come down and back to the pitch. And then you'll do the same, and you'll go under the pitch and back up. So you can hear yourself tuning the pitch in. So if you've got you can or and coming back to pitch. So you can hear yourself go sharp, you can hear yourself go flat, and you can fix that. Because when you're singing, you're not always going to nail every note every time. And so to have that awareness of which direction you need to go. If you're sharp, you got to bring it down. If you're below, you got to bring it up. And don't go too far. What they do, there's between the half steps, they divide it up to these little micro pitches called cents. And there's 100 cents between each half step. And so you just want to go, you don't want to go, don't go really high. You're just going slightly high. You're just going, 5 cents, 10 cents, just a little bit. And then you can hear it go out of tune and then bring it in. And the more subtle you can make that and then dial that back in, the better. And then go ahead and if you can play it on piano, fantastic. Give yourself a starting pitch and sing a song out loud. And then when it's done, see if you've drifted. First, start off with small segments of the song. Just sing a line and then check and see if you're still in tune. And then 2 lines and then maybe a whole verse and then a whole chorus. Now, the choruses are going to be tricky because choruses generally sit higher than verses. So I'd start with the verses at first. But as you get into higher notes, then the issue may be beyond just the conception of the note. And many singers find themselves in this spot. They can actually hear that they're out of tune, but there's nothing they can do about it. And that gets into issues of registration, of muscle balance, of vowel tuning. If you're really struggling, first of all, I would back off on the intensity of the note. I would sing everything lighter just to show yourself that you can sing in tune. When we try and hit a note with too much intensity, what we will usually do is we will employ too much vocal fold muscle, and then we will go to an over wide vowel. And the The resonance of the vowel and the muscles of the vocal folds influence each other. And as you go to a too wide of a vowel, you're throwing a switch in your nervous system that's telling your nervous system that we're yelling. It's time to yell. And so it's very difficult in that very overwide vowel to not muscle up. I mean, yelling is you clamp down on your vocal folds, you shove air, you widen the vowel as much as possible, and you push. And it's a survival mechanism. We do it naturally, and we're very, very good at it. It's hardwired in our nervous system. So I would lighten up the voice, stay on more closed, rounded vowels. If you have vowels that work well in your voice, like let's say you like mum or goog or wee, then do the melody on that. See if you can stay in tune on a vowel that works for you. See if you can stay not over clamped, don't start jamming up, and get that connection between your mind and your vocal folds. Really get that solid. You want that pathway so dialed in that as you start singing in, you can really feel when it's out of tune. But heavying up at first, you're going to have problems. You can go to the episode just before this one, 150, and I talk about ways to get into that mixed voice. And finding that mixed voice, there are different names for it, but it's essentially that area where you're moving from the lower to the upper register. There's an area of instability, and we usually find ourselves either falling apart to a falsetto, or if we try and sing with any energy at all, we just start yelling. The nervous system wants to lock up. And so you can go through and see if some of the exercises there and helping, or some of the suggestions to balance resonance and muscle are helpful. But the bottom line is you're not tone deaf and you can sing in tune. I promise you. It just takes an awareness and it takes the ability to really listen and to really focus. And you should start really practicing on being able to narrow your listening awareness, to really hear detail, to really hear pitch. Listen to singers against the music. And listen if you hear them go out of tune a little bit, especially if you go on YouTube and search out live videos. Almost everyone's going to sing out of tune here and there. And so just really listen for that. Listen to when they dial it in and then listen to when it goes out a little bit. And when it goes out, do you hear maybe a little too much muscle? Or they're going a little over wide? And then you can bring those listening skills to your own voice. And what's great is go ahead and record yourself. And I know so many of us can't stand the sound of our recorded voice. And it's shocking sometimes, but it's something you need to get over because it really is the best way to start self-diagnosing and really understanding your own voice. And when you hear yourself go pitchy, get over the cringe. This is information. This is really helpful information. You can't fix this until you confront it, until you're really aware of it. Listen, are you going sharp or are you going flat? Are you over the pitch or under the pitch? Now, most of the time, most singers are under pitch. Singers rarely go sharp. And actually, going sharp, our ears just aren't used to it. We accept a little bit of under the pitch here and there, and good singers will actually get a little flat here or there to create a little tension, a little style. But sharp is really kind of grating. But listen to what it is that you're doing. Then figure out, okay, where am I singing in tune in my range? Where am I starting to not sing in tune? And when I'm not singing in tune, what am I doing? Do I hear myself? Is the voice getting tight? Am I clamping up? Am I getting louder when I don't mean to? Do I hear that shout mechanism kick in? If you are going sharp, are you pushing too much air? And actually, if you start overblowing air, and you can really test it more on the lower notes. If you just press your belly and push more air, the pitch will go up. Driving more air will raise the pitch. It's just it doesn't do it as efficiently on higher notes because they're moving so much more quickly that it takes a lot more airflow to push that sharp. But if you're hearing it go sharp, that could be the culprit. But start finding where you're singing out of tune and why you're singing out of tune. The why is so important. Understanding the why is how you are going to fix your voice. Get in there, confront the issues. Don't be afraid. Don't put rose-colored glasses on. No one's going to know but you. But this is how you are going to get better as a singer. And if you just it's not going to take you that much time, but it does take focus. And when you're doing this, when you're really dialing this in, set aside specific time for that, where you're not trying to sing big high notes or extend your range. You're just going to work on intonation. And then when you start really listening, what vowels do you sing more in tune in as opposed to other vowels? And the ones that you're singing more in tune, I guarantee that those vowels are dialed in. Whereas the ones you're starting to sing out of tune, those vowels aren't balanced. They're usually a little too open, so it goes towards that shout condition. They may be a little too closed, and so you're having to squeeze to stop it from falling apart. But balanced vowels will help you sing in tune. So really develop those ears, develop that awareness, develop that connection between your mind and your voice, and you will sing in tune. Hey, if you want to know more about me, please check out my website, johnhenny.com. I've redesigned it. I'm still working on it, but it's kind of cool. You can choose what you want, how I can help you, and I can send you to different resources there. So just find your pathway on that. Please sign up for my email list. I communicate regularly with my email list. And you can grab my straw warm-ups course. And if you're interested in becoming a voice teacher, my Contemporary Voice Teacher Academy is open, and the price will be going up very, very soon on February 1st. So if you want more information on that, go to johnhenny.com and just click on Teacher Training up at the top menu, but the clock is ticking on that. So if that sounds interesting, you will want to act soon. And until next time, to better singing. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.